Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Cooking Connected. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. My name is Sajwa, and I'm one of the Cooking Matters program coordinators. And joining me here today is one of our lovely volunteers, Chef Jeff.
Thank you very much. I didn't realize lovely was okay. I'll take it though.
Don't fight it. So guys, if this is your first time, welcome. If this is your second time, third time, welcome again. Cooking Matters Minnesota is a program that's in collaboration with the University of Minnesota Extension. And a normal Cooking Matters class is a 6-week nutrition-based cooking class. And usually we'll meet once a week for 6 weeks for 2 hours. And in those 2 hours, we learn a lot. We'll have volunteer chefs come in and do cooking demonstrations for us. We have nutrition educators who give us a lot of nutrition to go along with that recipe. And we just get to learn, cook, and eat together. So it's all a lot of fun. So like every week, we do have another survey for you guys, and we want to just say thank you to all of you who have been doing our surveys and helping us continue to build and improve on our videos. This week's program code for Cooking Connected, the lentil mango salad, is going to be E101163. Again, that's the program code for this week's survey. And again, that survey is going to be linked in the description box of this video, as well as in the live chat. I'll make sure to put that in there for you too. Today, we're going to be doing the lentil mango salad. So this is a really great recipe. And I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic on to Chef Jeff so we can get started.
All right. Thanks everybody for being here. Yeah, the lentil mango salad is pretty quick and it's inexpensive as well. It doesn't take a lot of cooking, maybe just like 20 minutes just for the lentils. And in this recipe, we're going to be adding mango or apple or some kind of fruit that you like to add. We're going to add a red bell pepper, and then we're going to make a simple vinaigrette with some lemon juice, canola oil, adding some cumin and salt and pepper. And if you want to add something like fresh parsley or cilantro, or even mint or basil, something that you have at your home that's maybe it's fresh, that'd be a good idea. Another option is some nuts, some walnuts, or some toasted coconut if you want to add toasted coconut. So when you're cooking lentils, you can cook them in water, you can cook them in chicken broth or vegetable broth, or even miso broth is a good idea. Something different, okay? They take about 20 minutes to cook. You bring them to a boil. First, you want to rinse them off, make sure, put them in a colander, rinse them off, and make sure that there's no foreign objects in them at all. So then you put them in a pot, cover them with some water. Now I have some right here that I've already cooked off. And this is actually 1 cup of lentils. It's half a 1 pound bag. And so it makes quite a bit. It volumes up a whole bunch. And so I cooked this for about 20 minutes. I tasted it like 18 minutes to get the al dente because I kind of like them firm. And I don't want to have them too mushy, or I don't want to have them mushy at all. I want to cook them al dente. So what I do is I drain the water off into a colander. And then I put some cold water into the pot, add the lentils back in there, stir it around. So I keep tossing them around in cold water. And I did that like 3 or 4 times in the sauce pot that I used. And then I drained them really well. And then I put them in the refrigerator for, I don't know, half an hour or something like that. Because when we're making a salad, we want to have all of the ingredients cold. So these are already ready to go. So I'm going to start off by, we have some mango already prepared, but I'm going to show you how to do this mango as well. And so I've cut it in half already, and then we turn it over, and we just kind of make crisscrosses over there. So I'm going to do the same thing right here. The pit, this is right here. The stone is right here, and it's quite large. So you want to take the knife and just cut down and follow, just like you're shaving something. Follow the pit itself. So I have that much. Here's the pit right here. And there's no pit right there. And then you can you peel this and then come back and then shave this off as well. So I'm going to come in here like this, make some cuts, not going through the skin.
Mm-hmm.
And just so you know, I've already washed my hands properly in the food service environment. That's for 20 seconds. You know, you rinse, you pull up your sleeves, and then you want to rinse off your hands, and then you want to add some soap and apply for about 20 seconds, singing happy birthday to yourself 2 times, rinse them off, and then dry them off.
Yep.
We want to be safe so that we do not get ourselves sick or anybody else sick.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Jeff. Yeah, part of the mise en place when we're in the kitchen is prepping all of our items, but also prepping our hands too. So it's great to remind everybody to do that.
So I think that's, sometimes these mangoes can be really soft or sometimes or really firm. So if it's really soft, you can kind of bend the skin back without breaking it, and then take your knife. I'll see if I can do it without cutting myself, and just follow. Imagine following the skin itself, and then it will just come right out. But if it doesn't, and this one's kind of firm, then you can use a spoon as well to scoop it out. Like that. And it just takes practice. Oops. It's kind of like I'm sure lots of you out there have filleted a fish, and it's the same kind of technique that you have to do. Sometimes it's easier if you get some needle nose pliers to hold on to the skin. That's a good trick that we used in restaurants so that we didn't cut ourselves either. So we've got the mango, and I'll come back and do this one later on. So we've got mango, and then I've got an apple here too. I'm gonna go ahead and use this apple. I've already cut it in half. I've already washed it, of course. You don't have to use apple. You don't have to use the skin. I like some crunch in there though.
Yep.
Now you notice I'm using a claw. Okay. So I'm curling my fingers up towards my palm, and my thumb is into my palm as well. Except when you get here, then you got to hold on to the side. So you just got to be careful that you do not cut yourself.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea to include apple into this recipe. Like Jeff already said, I mean, you can get some more fiber in there with that skin peel. Again, you're getting more of the rainbow in with the, depending on what kind of apple you decide to include. And the more fruits and vegetables you can include into your diet, the better. So great idea with that one.
If you want to add carrots, you could add carrots, you could add red onions, green onions to this. So I've got, oops, okay, that's good. Go ahead and add, we'll toss in some mango. Go ahead and chop up. Got some fresh cilantro right here. Chop it up. Now the leaves are great, but there's a whole lot of flavor in the stems. A lot of people throw this. That's how I learned a long time ago. I thought the stems were not good, just like parsley, but they are actually much better than the leaves themselves. So I'm just going to give this kind of a rough chop. Wow, that smells so good. Love that smell.
Yeah.
Love the smell of cilantro. It's so nice.
Yep.
Add that to my bowl.
In this recipe, if you don't want to use cilantro or maybe you don't like it, you can use that fresh parsley like Jeff just mentioned. Um, just, what I mean, you're probably going to want to avoid the stems on that parsley, but otherwise, you're good to go.
And you can add, I do have a jalapeno. Jalapeno goes really well with cilantro. I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit. And just give this a quick dice.
Yeah, I think jalapeno goes really well with mango too. That sweet and spicy combination is lovely.
Oh, good
I
idea.
like that.
And I've seen a lot of people, you can cut, there's many ways to cut this. Cut the tops off, the bottom. I've seen a lot of people will do is they will turn it like this and then just make their blade flat and then make a sawing motion and come in here to remove that rib meat just like that.
Oh, wow.
And then you can use it. That's easy. It's done. So I can go ahead and cut this up into strips. I'll come back and do a cross cut. You can do any kind of cut you want to.
Yeah, and guys, when you're cutting your vegetables and your fruits, especially for something like this recipe, it's a good idea to try to keep them pretty even in size. Jeff is being very consistent with his cuts, so you're not getting a random really huge piece of bell pepper and a small piece of mango. It's going to be pretty even throughout. I think that's a great idea for consistency throughout your dish.
I was watching Chopped a little while ago today, about an hour and a half ago, and one of the chef judges brought that up to one of the contestants. He had chopped up some smoked beef tongue, but he didn't do a very good job of chopping it or dicing it up. It was inconsistent. Yeah. So some of it was moist and some of it was nicely charred. So judges are going to notice that kind of stuff.
Yeah, guys, if you want to be ready for Chopped, Top Chef, any of those cooking shows, you got to practice now.
So I got my lemon. I always, if I'm going to juice this, I will wash it first, and then I will roll it. And then if I want to use the zest, that's a good time to use the zest, because adding the zest to this right now would be a good idea as well.
Yeah, Jeff, what's the difference between like using lemon juice and lemon zest? Is it the same flavor or?
Well, actually, since there's oil in the zest itself, there's more flavor.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Got it.
Forgot this was up this way. I'll put it over this way. So I'm going to do the whole lemon. And if you want to add a little bit of like honey, this as well would be a nice addition, or agave. I haven't really used too much agave, but it's becoming quite popular. So I've got my juice in there.
Yeah. I love how you squeeze your lemon over that strainer like that to catch the seeds. That's a really efficient way to do that. Make sure you're not accidentally slipping any lemon seeds in there.
Yep. I mean, yeah, I mean, believe me, there's been many times I want to squeeze it into my hand, but that is it's so much easier and more consistent as well, because sometimes some of the pulp will get in there, and if you don't want pulp in your dressing, the strainer will catch it. So I'm going to add a little bit of oil, canola oil.
Okay.
I'm going to sprinkle in some cumin. Just a little bit. Pepper. And some sea salt. Sea salt brings out the flavor really well. Kosher salt's good too, and you can always use regular finely ground salts as well. But if you haven't tried sea salt, it is so nice.
So we're just whisking that around with the fork there, right? Okay. Yep.
That's exactly it. Yeah, I'm trying to force the vinegars, the vinegar and the lemon juice together to combine it so they bind up together.
Mm.
See how they bind up together like that? I mean, you can see some of the oil still on top, but this way they blend, try to emulsify it. I'm just going to add it to the bowl. Look how nice that looks.
That looks really great.
Doesn't that look good?
Oh, the colors are wonderful.
And if you hasn't chopped walnuts, this is a good time to add them to this.
Yep.
Or you can add the pepitas, the pumpkin seeds as well. That'd be a nice combination.
One of our viewers today is saying that it would be great to use a variety of red, yellow, and green bell peppers and perhaps some fresh peaches.
Oh, peach is a good idea.
The peaches could be great. And I could even see some canned peaches coming into play if you needed to, if they were out of season. This recipe does offer an opportunity to include some of those, perhaps mandarin oranges too. I'm just thinking because, you know, Minnesota isn't always sunny and beautiful out. So during those cold winter months, we still want to get that fruit in.
All right. I'm just going to go ahead and top it with some coconut. You can fold in the coconut as well if you want to. But that is our bowl right there. We'll try it. It looks good. It smells good with, you can smell, of course, that cilantro. I can smell the citrus in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get a little bite of everything on this spoon.
Let's see what you think. Well, from here, it certainly looks like a job well done.
It is. I'm going to do, excuse me, try something else. Here's farro. I've already cooked this. This is a ancient grain. It's a whole grain.
Yep.
Whereas the lentil is what is it? What's the word?
Legume.
Legume. There you go. Thank you very much. I knew you. Oh, anyway, I cooked this. It kind of looks like barley, but it's a wheat product, and it's whole grain, so it's really good. It's got everything for you. And I cooked this for about 20 minutes as well, just in water. And this makes a great salad as well. So I'm going to add more mango to this, and you can use the peaches. You can use
maybe even pineapple. I could see that.
Pineapple, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add a little bit of jalapeno. Just give this a quick dice. Plus some red bell pepper as well. Because we want some crunch. And you can add carrots to this. And like I said earlier, you could add some green onions. And I think I'm going to use some of this green onion right here. This is from our garden. It's actually called chive garlic, which I've never heard of before.
Oh, yeah.
Or garlic chive. So I'm trying to make all my dices the same size. That'll just finish this off. I got a little bit more. Let's see, cilantro over here. And you can use thyme in this one. This fresh thyme would be nice. Some basil, mint, any combination of those.
Yeah, all of the fresh herbs that are coming out of the little herb gardens we've been planting. This is a great opportunity to use them.
So I got that. I got some fresh strawberries here too.
Ooh, strawberries.
This makes nice, you know, it's summertime, so these were $1.99 today at Target.
This recipe is so easy to try different things with. It's so what's the word, flexible is the word I'm looking for. You can do a lot with this. As you can see, Jeff is mixing and adding different fruits, different fresh herbs, different spices. Even a different grain option is possible with this salad. So, and it does remind me of summer with all the freshness coming in. But don't forget that you guys can also include those frozen or canned options too if you're doing this during other seasons of the year, or if perhaps the fruit that you want to use is out of season. I could definitely see so many possibilities with this. I'm thinking berries too. Like, what kind of berries would be good? Maybe raspberries. I could see a lot of things going into this salad. So you have
blueberries.
Blueberries would be great. Do you have blueberries today?
Blueberries, yeah.
Jeff has thought of it all today. That's awesome. Yes, blueberries would be great in here.
Pepper.
Yep.
Some honey. You know, it takes a bee 2 million flowers to make honey, a pound of honey.
Oh, wow.
2 million. And they traveled 90,000 miles. Isn't it incredible?
That is incredible for such a little insect. Yeah, so like Jeff was telling us a little bit about that farro earlier, definitely is one of the ancient grains. It is a whole grain, which means it can help you reduce the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and you can even support reduction of cognitive decline. It can also, it's full of like minerals and vitamins, and it also can help counterbalance salt in your body. So that's a great thing to include into your diet. You definitely want to counterbalance any extra salts. They also have they also can have immune system boosting power. So there's a lot in that farro, and there's a reason why it's been used for so many years. Another thing, it's a whole grain, but it's not gluten-free. So keep that in mind. We already kind of talked a little bit about the cook time for it. So you can always try to cook that. And like, I've heard of people cooking it in a rice cooker, Instapot, but even if you don't have those fancy cooking things, you can always just do it stovetop. That always works just fine.
Yes, it does. And it has twice as much protein and fiber than regular whole wheat does. So if you want to add those to your diets, yes, another good option.
And a lot of people would describe this whole grain as kind of having like a nutty flavor and like a little bit of a chewy texture, which, you know, can vary depending on how you cook it. So it also does well in risotto style dishes, soups, stews, casseroles, sautés. It's a very flexible whole grain option to include into your diet.
And if you want to add chicken to this or shrimp, lots of choices you can do with either salad. You could add either one of those. And I'm going to add, I have some feta cheese here too. The honey combined with the cilantro and the saltiness of this feta is going to be so nice and flavorful. Right here, right here.
Good.
Mm-mm.
It looks great.
Mm-hmm. That's good.